Hello, old friends. Welcome back to my media museum. And today we're going to be looking at a stack of vinyls that my good friend Eric gave me for Christmas. So starting out right here, we've got Cream doing White Room. And the B side of that one was Those Were the Days. Next up, we've got Vanilla Fudge doing You Keep Me Hanging On. Whoa, whoa. With the B side of being Come By Day, Come By Night. So, very nice of Eric to let me go through a box of vinyls that he had purchased recently and pick out some of the choice ones that I wanted. Steppenwolf here, Morning Blue. That's a really great one for him to part ways with and let me have. A little bit hard to see there, but I think we got it visible there for you. And same with the B side being Get Into the Wind. It's a little bit hard to see as well, but the vinyl itself is in pretty darn good shape. All right, next up we've got the Guess Who. My old buddy Randy Bachman. I loved BTO, and I loved the work he did with the Guess Who as well. This was the song No Time Left for You. And this is a double A side, as far as I'm concerned, with These Eyes being on the opposite side. I'm not entirely sure which one of these is considered the A side or B side. We've got 33 and 05, 33 and 32, so could be either one. We'd have to look that up to find out for sure. Then we've got the Beatles. You always got to run through, find a Beatles in every stack. And Day Tripper, We Can Work It Out, being on the B side. Do 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 do. She's a day tripper. All right, she's just a devil woman with evil on her mind. Now, I know I've got a couple copies of this one, and this one isn't in the greatest shape, but it caught my eye as I was going through the box of 45s, and I grabbed it. I probably should have left it for him. I might give it back to him. B-side being a song called Love On, Shine On. And I think that's the reason why I picked it up. I wasn't entirely sure it had the same B-side as previous copies I've shown. I know I've got at least two that I've already got videos up with Devil Woman. Remember the old Thomas the Train, label there that always sticks out. So that one might be going back to Eric's house. Here we've got Eric Burden and the Animals doing Good Times. If you're an Ozzy fan, you may or may not remember him doing a cover version of that on his Prince of Darkness box set, and then later it got issued as Under the Covers, which was an album of just Ozzy doing cover songs. He actually added 4 more tracks from the disc from the box set and put it out, so it's a little bit of a rip-off for the Under the Covers. If both discs should have been the same, I feel. Making you spend money to buy 4 more songs, that was kind of a cheap shot. But anyways, he did a cover version of Good Times. I guess he said that his wife had always wanted him to do that song, so that's on that Prince of Darkness box set and Undercover's release if you want to hear it. San Francisco Nights being the B-side of this one. Either one of those could have been the A-side actually, because I know both songs, but the Good Times there really caught my eye and stuck out because I remembered Ozzy recently doing that cover. Not recently, but a while back doing that cover version of it. And here we've got Kiss, clearly marked as side 1 with Calling Dr. Love, Gene Simmons track. There's been a couple of different versions of this song. Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits has a different intro, and they've re-recorded it. So there are a few different versions of this one. This is the original Rock and Roll Over album version, I'm pretty sure. I don't think that's an edited down 45. And the B-side of that, or side 2 side of that, being Take Me, which is Paul Stanley. Take me any way you want me now. I don't have to sing Calling Dr. Love. I think everybody knows that one. Then next up we had Kenny Nolan and I Like Dreamin'. Dreamin' can make you mine. Closing my eyes and feeling fine. This time ain't time enough. Being on the B-side of that one. I don't know another song that Kenny Nolan did, but I definitely am very familiar with I Like Dreamin'. That was a big hit. Played on the radio a lot. And then the Hollies, so Graham Nash's original band. Love the Hollies, the early stuff especially. On a Carousel. You may know that one. I'm not singing it real well, but it's a really well-known song, and you would know it if my little bit there didn't ring bells for you. And the B-side of this being All the World Is Love. So, next up, we've got another Hollies one, which is another really good one. Bus Stop Baby, Under My Umbrella. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see there, but it's a really good song, and the grooves are still pretty good shape, pretty decent, so sounds pretty decent on the turntable. Did listen to most of these. Don't Run and Hide being the B-side there. Listened to some of them over at Eric's on his little portable turntable before we left, and I listened to a couple of them here at home. How about this one? It's a 5 o'clock world when the whistle blows. No, that wasn't the Jim Carrey theme song. It was the Vogues, back in the day when it originally came out. But yes, this is the song that Jim Carrey used for his theme song on his show for, I think, at least just the first season. Then he came up with that Cleveland Rocks. But it's a 5 o'clock world when the whistle blows. With the B-side being Nothing to Offer You. And somebody wrote all over this one. On all kinds of January 67. And Victor Payton, it looks like, is the name of the guy that originally owned that copy. Next up, we've got Paul McCartney and Wings doing Silly Love Songs. Silly love songs, do-do-do-do-do-do. And the B-side being Cook of the House. I do have a copy of this song. I don't remember the song Cook of the House. I didn't remember that being the B-side, so that's why I went ahead and chose this one as well. Next up, we've got a remake version, Gimme Gimme Good Lovin' by the Crazy Elephant. I think this is a remake version. But there's clearly another one that you did, 11 Spoonfuls, I think. So you did Gimme Gimme Good Love and Every Day. But this is a different version by the Crazy Elephant. And it's a pretty good version. I listened to it over at Eric's, and I listened to it again here at my house. And Dark Part of My Mind, I did not take the time to flip over and check that out. But I did enjoy their version of Gimme Gimme Good Lovin'. Next up, we've got Boss Skaggs with his song JoJo. I'm sure you know that one. It's a little more, I don't know what you would call this, rhythm and blues, pop. But, yeah, it's definitely got some elements of some rhythm and blues in there. And the B-side of this, Do Like You Do in New York. And both those songs come off of the Middleman album, which was one of his more popular, better known releases, I do believe. Next up, we got a couple of nice Grand Funks. You know, this one says, or you'll notice, this one says just Grand Funk. The next one up says Grand Funk Railroad. So why and when they changed those, I'm not really sure. But there are a number of their 45s with Grand Funk and a number of them with Grand Funk Railroad. This is Walk Like a Man with the B-side of The Railroad. Which is interesting. Grand Funk, The Railroad. And then next up, you've got Grand Funk's Rock and Roll Soul. And, of course, produced by Grand Funk Railroad. So, I think they added the Railroad. I think they started out Grand Funk, but I might have that backwards. I loved Grand Funk. I've got a lot of their albums, but for some reason right now it's just not clicking to me if they added or dropped the Railroad off of it. But the B-side here being Flight of the Phoenix. And more I think about it, I think they dropped the Railroad. I think they started out Grand Funk Railroad and then just changed it to Grand Funk. But anyways, Here we've got Elvis Presley with another copy of Hound Dog. Now this is a collector series limited edition. If you go back and look at that Elvis series of 45 video that I did, we had a number of the limited editions. They were all digitally remastered and put out on picture sleeves. I don't have the picture sleeve, obviously, and but it's nice to have the disc here. Don't Be Cruel being what they chose to put on the B side of that one. And then this one was very, very appropriate and one of my favorite Elvis songs. Really cool to have a copy of this. It's got a nice different label, Victor label. And it's Blue Christmas. I'll have a blue Christmas without you. And the B side is Santa Claus is back in town. Santa Claus is back in town today. I really don't know how that one goes. I'm just singing, but I'm not singing the song proper. So then somehow, I got two copies of this one. People Got to Be Free by the Rascals. People Got to Be Free by the Rascals. You'll notice the labels are slightly different, so they're from different printings. I would suspect that this one, the darker one, is the earlier one. It's got My World on the B side, as does the second copy. So one of those I'll definitely give back to Eric for certain. And then here, the Bob Crew Generation, Music to Watch Girls By. I just thought it sounded like a really cool title, but it's a really good instrumental track that I did recognize. I do know this song, did recognize this song, and the B-side of it being Girls on the Rocks. So this is a really good 45. If you don't know it, it's a good tune. It is instrumental. Then in the novelty records, I got two of them here. This is going to wrap the video up. We got Return of the Red Baron by the Royal Guardsmen, which was the sequel to Snoopy versus the Red Baron. And a B-side of Scots Meets Slide. And then to wrap this up very quickly, because we're right at our 12-minute mark, we've got Merle Haggard and Clint Eastwood doing Barroom Buddies from the Bronco Billy soundtrack. So that's a really cool one to have. At first I was going to start the video off with that one, but I ended up not. And the B-side is just an instrumental, the Not So Great Train Robbery. All right, have a great day. Come back and see us again sometime.